Hi there everybody, and welcome to this fifth lesson in our series on how to use Google Docs. In this lesson we're going to start looking at how you can use pictures and images inside your Google Docs. And for this lesson we're going to create together a brochure for the local squash club. So the first thing we need to do, as always, is to start creating a new document. And because this is going to be a brochure, I'm going to change the page setup right from the get-go, and I'm going to change it to landscape. Now you'll notice that we've now got a horizontal scroll bar in our document because my screen is not wide enough to fit this entire document in landscape mode. So just very quickly I want to show you this feature here, the zoom feature. If you change the zoom to anything less than 100, say 50%, well, that's going to zoom out of your document, and now we can see the entire document on the screen at the one time. But that's not going to be very useful for us to work in, so I'm going to change it back to 100%. And I'm going to start by giving this document a heading of Squash Clinic. And I'm going to center this, because it's a heading. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to increase its font size to 36 points. So there we go. Nice big heading ready for us to continue working with. The next thing I'm going to do is start to insert images. So again, because we're inserting something, we go to the Insert menu, and the very first item is Image. Now you'll notice there are a number of ways with which you can insert images into your document. You can upload an image that you have on your computer already. You can take a snapshot of whatever's on your screen at that time. Or you can send the Google Docs to a specific URL to go in and grab that image. Let's start with that one. And I've just pre-copied a URL, and that's the squash racket that I'd like in my document. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And that's now going to insert that image into my document. Now you'll see it's quite a big image. Let me just show you how big by scaling back again. That's a very big image. It's so big that it doesn't even fit on the first page. But you'll also notice that it's got these handy handles with which we can now scale the image down. But I want to point out something very important first. The handles over here and on the sides, if you move your mouse over there and you get the double-headed arrow and you click and drag, that will scale the image. But look what it does. It doesn't scale the image in proportion. So if you want to keep the image in proportion, you've got to use the corner handles. So click and drag, and let's scale the squash racket right down. There we go. Now it's on the first page, and I can increase my zoom again. But the other thing that I want to do is I want to put this squash racket on the left-hand side of my poster because I want the middle to be for where the text goes. Now, for that, we have to change how this image is aligned with the text. And as soon as you select the image, you get the various options over here. And the one that we want to use right now is to wrap the text. That means that we can click and drag and move this image wherever we would like it to be, which, as you can see, I would like it on the left-hand side here. But you'll also see that there's quite a large margin around this image, and so I'm going to reduce the margin and allow the text to get a little bit closer to this image. Now let's go ahead and insert another image into this. We're going to use a different inserting type. So I'm going to go back to the Insert menu, Insert Image, and this time I'm going to select the Upload option and choose the image that I'd like to upload into my document. It's this image over there, squash ball, and then click to open. It's busy uploading, and there is my image over there. Let's just scale out so that we can see it in context. Now you'll notice that it's inserted the image over here because that's where my eyebar was when I selected the Insert option. So wherever you'd like the image to be inserted, that's where you've got to put your eyebar. Now the squash ball, I'm also going to use the wrap text feature, and I'm going to move it to the side as well. And I'm going to change its margin again to 1.6 millimeters so that the text can get a lot closer to the image than it otherwise would be able to. Now the final thing that we're going to do in this lesson on this brochure is just make that squash ball image a little bit smaller. Now remember I said if you use the handles on the sides, you're going to scale the image out of proportion. But that's kind of what I want to do in this case because the ball is not exactly round. So I'm going to try and scale it down so that it looks a little bit more like a round squash ball. And then I'm going to make it just a slightly bit smaller scaling with the corner handle so that it scales in proportion. Well, next time we're going to complete this brochure by inserting another kind of picture. So I hope that you'll join us next time, but until then, bye-bye.